And just like last week, never even happened, your Baltimore Ravens put together their most complete performance of the 2024 NFL season and absolutely dominate the Denver Broncos at home on CBS in front of the whole world to see by a final score of 41-10. Thanks so much for clicking on this video, everybody. I'm your host, Joey Petersen. This is Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports, and if you missed it, we were live today for this game, and it was an absolute blast. We're live for every single game this season. We also give you a video every single day on this YouTube channel. So if this is your first time checking us out, seeing who we are, seeing what we're about, I suggest and I ask you kindly, hit that subscribe button. Join the channel. We got 21,964 subs at the current moment. So if you want to be a part of the flock right here on Ravens Rundown, then hit that sub button because we'll be here all year long. Okay, let's get into this game. There is a lot to talk about, but I want to start, I want to start with this offense because I know the defense played great. They played their best game of the year, but you got to start with the offense. Lamar, 16 for 19, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, had a perfect passer rating, 158.3. It's his fourth time to do it in his career, and that is tied for the most times ever by a quarterback to do it with our familiar foe, Mr. Ben Roethlisberger. And for all of the haters that say he's a running back, that say he can't throw the football, the fact that he now has 4 perfect passer rating games to his name is absolutely phenomenal. And I think we have to agree that going into this game, this Denver Broncos defense had the 4th best pass defense and the 7th best rush defense. And yet your Baltimore Ravens just put 41 freaking points on them. 41 points? Absolutely ridiculous. An amazing performance by Lamar, 16 for 19. And one of those incompletions was just a drop by Rashad Bateman, who we'll talk about in just a little bit. But fantastic from him. Derrick Henry, 23 carries, 106 yards. 2 touchdowns on the day. He crosses 1,000 yards already on the season, and it's only 9 weeks in. Only 9 weeks, and he's got 1,000 yards already. Zay Flowers was the star of the game when it came to wide receivers. 5 receptions, 127 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the second-year player out of Boston College. And, if you had to choose, like, the triplets of this team, it would be Zay, Derrick, and Lamar. And so this was a perfect game for the 3 of them. I think, in my opinion, this is the first game that you've had the 3 of them doing exactly what we know them to be capable to do all together as one. Maybe the game against the Commanders a couple weeks ago. But regardless, man, these 3 guys were fantastic together. This offense was fantastic, and they are averaging now 7 yards a play, which according to Twitter is the most by any team since the year 2000. Spoiler alert, I was born in 2000, okay? The most by any team since 2000. An absolute, just amazing performance by this offense today. Amazing performance by this offense so far this year. Just doing things that we know they're capable of, okay? So what is your one-word reaction to today's performance, okay? I want you to know, let me know down below. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's YouTube video, okay? So YouTube's about to throw you an ad break. So to make that ad break go by a little bit faster, scroll down to the comment section, find the pinned comment, and let me know what your one-word reaction is. My one-word reaction, necessary, okay? And I know it's silly to think that a 5-3 team needed a bounce-back game like this when they're 5-3, right? It's not like this was a must-win, It's not what this was. But like with the defense playing the way they did last week, and the offense at times looking the way they did last week again against Cleveland, against a 1-6 Browns team, like you needed this game to come back and just get a little confidence back in you. Get a little win back in your sails, okay? This was such a big game for this team, and I absolutely love seeing it. Now let's talk about this defense, okay? Because they deserve their flowers as well. It was their best game, like Not even a question about it. They were absolutely fantastic. Bo Nix went 19 for 33, 223 yards and an interception. They didn't let him throw a passing touchdown. They let him only complete a little bit over 50% of his passes, held him over 250 yards, which I would like to say, I think that's the first time they've done that to a quarterback all this entire season. Javonte Williams, 12 carries for 42 yards. Cam Sutton did have a pretty good day, 7 receptions, 122 yards receiving, okay? So they did well in that regard, like just on that wide receiver. But, man, like they only had, what? They went 6 for 14 on third down. Massive step up from last week. You limited the penalties, only had 6 today. Massive step up from last week. Justin Tucker was 1 for 1 on field goals. Massive step up from last week. And I know that's getting into out and away from this defense, but gosh, just everybody did their job. And that's what I said last week against Cleveland, is if you want to beat a team that's 1-6, you just got to do your job. And people didn't do that. But they did that today against a pretty good Denver team. And you were able to win. Guys, they'd won 5 of their last 6, okay? They were pretty damn hot going into this game. And I know they hadn't played the best of talent ahead of this game, but still, anytime you win 5 out of your last 6 in the NFL, you're doing things at a high level. Bo Nix, his last 5 games have been playing at a high level. That's not debatable at all. And so to be able to do what you did against him, okay, you got 3 sacks on the day as well. I saw guys like Ardarius Washington as best game of the season. I think this defense was a net positive of the fact that they didn't play Eddie Jackson. Nate Wiggins looked great, right? I know you didn't hear his name a lot, but it's usually a good thing when it comes to cornerbacks. They only got 4.8 yards per play. I mean, it was great. The one, and like, they went 1 for 4 in the red zone. You're able to turn over them on downs like 4 times during the game. Just a great bend, don't break style of defense. I know they're still able to get yards. They ended up with 319 total yards. That's definitely something that'll be circled. But to come back against a team like Denver and only let them score 10 points after just giving up, what? Was it 29 against the Broncos? Maybe even higher than that? No, I think it was 29. Still, man, what you were able to do in this defense and Zach Orr, they got to get credit, okay? Because I was big on taking away credit last week, but I can't be hypocritical, okay? I got to give it right back to them. Because when I saw them play well, when I see them play well, I got to give them credit for it. And they played very well, okay? And so you guys let me know, what is your confidence level in this team after today's matchup, okay? Did you not waver after last week? Is it still pretty high? Or did you waver and then this made it go by a little bit higher, okay? Scale up from 0 to 100 for me in the comment section down below. Alrighty, I got to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is Game Time. Guys, if you guys saw how electric M&T Bank Stadium was and want to be there for the next time the Ravens play this upcoming Thursday against the Cincinnati Bengals, then I suggest you get your tickets using Game Time. Game Time is the only place that I go when I'm trying to get tickets to any college football or NFL games. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks, and that makes getting tickets to your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks was not the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats. You have to spend thousands and thousands of seconds searching through thousands and thousands of tickets. The tool highlights the best deals, including great and amazing deals for the highest value seats at the time. Game Time Picks also identifies a super deal, which is the best seat value in the venue. Guys, I love using Game Time because it's so easy, it's so cheap, and it's so much fun to use because you don't have to waste so much time comparing ads to their ticketing prices. You just go to Game Time Picks and it filters it all out for you. And I promise you, with that game that game today, with us playing Thursday night, prime time against Cincinnati, you're going to want to be in the building. And I beg you, if you are, use our friends over at Game Time. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Now, one thing I do want to mention is I saw this in one of the comments of our video on our live stream today. It was Spiritual War Exposed. Actually, he commented. He said, I hope this doesn't give EDC the go-ahead to say, well, I think this is enough this year. I really hope we get Buda Baker, okay? Now, I'm not going to talk about Buda Baker specifically, but I am going to talk about that comment because I do agree. I hope that a guy like Eric DeCosta, and John Harbaugh don't see this performance, say, see, this is what this team can be. I hope they still go out and make a move because it's 2 days away from the trade deadline. It's going to be on Tuesday, November 5th, 4 p.m. Eastern is the cutoff. And I hope they make a move, okay? I think this proved you that this team's good enough to win games, but I think last week's proved to you is that this team's also bad enough to lose them, okay? And so I think that this team can see what they did today against Denver and say, man, we can only get better from here, okay? Because they can only get better from here. They can add people. Things can tighten up. Players can catch passes more, okay? Rashad Bateman, only one drop pass today, I will say. I don't want to say that like that was that big of a deal, okay? It was just one drop pass compared to last week, and there was like 100 drop passes, it seemed like. But, you know, it was still something last week, and you saw it a little bit today. That's one thing I also want to talk about. You know, Rashad Bateman, interesting to look at him because he had a pretty bad drop today, had a pretty awful drop last week against Cleveland. A couple awful drops as well. And so I'm curious to see if Deontay Johnson, if he works his way, and as he works his way a little bit more into this offense, I'm curious to see if he might take that wide receiver 2 spot. I think he kind of already has it, but you just didn't really see it because he's new to this offense. But, you know, I think that's something to kind of keep on the lookout. Did Rashad Bateman, I don't want to say lose his spot, but like, is Deontay Johnson going to take his spot? Now, you didn't see him play today, and I saw people in the comment section of our live stream like, why isn't Deontay Johnson getting the ball? And I want to see him get the ball a couple times just to see him with the ball in his hands. But it's just, guys, he's been in Baltimore for 5 days. Totally new playbook, totally new offense, total new scheme, total new everything, right? And so he'll get the ball soon enough. I promise you that, okay? So up next, you have the Cincinnati Bengals, primetime, Thursday night, Amazon Prime Video. Going to be a good chance to get another win in that AFC North column, to go 2-0 against Cincinnati. It's going to be the primetime spotlight, new helmets, lots of energy. It's going to be at home, going to be electric, night game, 8:20 kickoff in Baltimore, 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central. It's going to be a lot to it, but you got a quick turnaround, okay? So you got to use these next couple days to get healthy, get right, maybe add another piece, okay? And then you got to focus on taking on Cincinnati. You can't just bask in a win like this because you're better than Denver is. Plain and simple. You're a better team than they are, okay? They might have had a good start to their season. You've had a better one, and you proved it today, okay? So you just got to focus on who you got next. You got to get healthy over the next couple days, and hopefully that's going to be enough to get you a win over Cincinnati. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. This has been Ravens Rundown. I am your host, Joey Petersen. We'll be back tomorrow with a video, the next day with a video, the next day, every single day for this next week. So make sure you guys are sticking by the channel, hanging out with us. And until next time, here we go, Ravens. Alrighty, everybody. 222 people still in the chat. Didn't get to 22K today, but that's okay because I am very confident we will get to it this week, you know, very, very confident in our abilities. Also, sometimes when you play a blowout game, you know, more people get on at the end of blowout games, and so, it's just, you know, it's like your audience isn't as big, so that's okay. But we added a lot of subs still. I think we added almost 300, so that's great. Lucas, if you're still with us, if you're not, I'll email you this after this. But if you're still with us, go ahead and email me the jersey, what jersey you want, okay? Your pick, dealer's choice for today. And so go ahead and send me that email, and we'll get that ordered for you. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for me. Thanks so much for tuning in to Ravens Rundown. I am your host, Mr. Joey Petersen, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be back with another video. 41-10. Enjoy it. Have a great Victory Sunday. I'll see you tomorrow.